Well, that sucks. I know. After I talk about technology issues with Mercury retrograde, here we are. Okay. So, we're going to go back to what we were talking about before we got so rudely interrupted. The vibe that I'm seeing is this right here. So, I'm sending a link. It just happened to be what popped up on Pinterest, okay? This is not a company that I know a single thing about, so I just want to preface by saying I am not promoting this. I have no idea what this website is. You can purchase at your own risk. Okay. But anyway, it's giving that kind of energy. For some of you, you want to shift into that kind of vibe with your physical aesthetic when it comes to your clothes. But there's something about, for my thicker, curvy girls, you could be a little bit fear-based about doing that because you feel like you're not quote unquote thin enough to wear those kinds of outfits. Others of you feel like you're not curvaceous enough, or you just don't feel bold enough to do it. Take it however it resonates. But there's a reason you're being pulled towards this kind of aesthetic. You're being pulled towards this vibe and fashion because it's a part of like you. I don't know how else to explain it. It's a part of who you are at this moment in your journey. And like our physical, like our clothes are a part of our identity. Just like your home decor is a part of your identity. And I feel like this collective, because you're going through a bit of like I am hearing like an identity shift, which sounds crazy, but like it's not as deep as it sounds. Those of you that are going through some sort of like a shift in your inner world, you're starting to get more comfortable with who you are. You're learning yourself. I feel like this is also kind of reflecting in your physical style. It's reflecting in the clothes you wear or what your hair looks like or whatever. Some of you could also be experimenting with like new style or new hairstyles, hair color even. Take it however it resonates once again. But I feel like it's because you're going through a pretty big transformation within yourself and in your life right now. And Spirit's saying like this transformation is a part of your destiny, I just heard. And like, yeah, we also have the action card. So it's like this collective is in a very action oriented energy currently. You're recognizing what it is that you need to take action towards, what you need to go after, what you need to shift towards. And then I feel like this is helping you open up your sacral chakra on a pretty substantial level that's expanding your consciousness, that's putting you back into your true form. Interesting. It's me, it's Deaf Tattoos. That could also resonate for sure. Like, it doesn't just have to be your physical clothes or your hair or your looks on the surface. It could be maybe you're changing some parts of your body that people can't see, i.e. piercings in places. Maybe you're putting tattoos in places. Maybe your home aesthetic is changing. There's just something about like what you look at and what your aesthetic is that's shifting. And it's because you are shifting once again, okay? So we have this broken heart in the reverse. We're going to read this one because they want me to. And then I'm going to read you guys the affirmations. You can jot them down if you want to. You do not have to. I am not your boss. You are the boss of your own reality. So this is the broken heart in the reverse. I do feel like on a deep level, you guys are healing. Your heart is healing. You're recognizing truth. You're letting go. You're moving forward. Okay. So the broken heart reversed marks a time of renewal and hope. The pain and trauma are behind you now, and you can trust that greater joy is on the way. Whatever has happened to hurt you in the past, you're now free to move on. The universe has much better things in store for you, so finish letting go of any residual grief and open your life to your new self-loving intention. Joyous connections will follow. So the affirmation for this: I release the pain of the past and I live with compassion for myself. Love heals and renews me now. And then we have the sun. I will get caught up on the chat in a minute. I'm going to read all these affirmations first. I open my heart and life to the creative inspiration of divine love. I choose to create happiness in every new day. I also feel like creativity could be shifting, like your creative expression. I don't know why they keep showing me like forest energy. Some of you could be feeling really pulled to like spending some time in the forest. I'm seeing like very mythical, very fairy-like energy right now. Like some of you are on a bit of a journey of like your spirituality, but more in like, I don't know how to explain this. You're shifting into a more like fairy, mythical creature, that kind of pathway. Like you're starting to kind of look into dragons and elves, and those types of things could be pulling at your attention. They're showing me like TV shows like that as well. So like Game of Thrones and things like that. I've never watched that. Don't come for me. I'm also seeing an anime that I will put the name of in the chat here. I'm only on episode 2. I find it really dry personally, but my man loves it, so eventually I'll watch it. It is this one. For those of you that like anime, of course. If you don't like anime, that's fine. All right, so this one is the action. Okay. I am responsible for my own life. I take action towards my goals and my own happiness every single day. And then we have the last one, which is the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. My second chakra is open to its perfect, healthy state. I am creative and self-nurturing, more and more comfortable with the gentle waves of intimacy coming my way. All right, I'm going to get caught up on the chat. Such a pretty dress. It is a very pretty dress. Oh my God, that's me. I'm wanting this shift. Then do it. What's stopping you? Yo, hello. I spent time on Depop the last couple of days and doing the closet clean out, giving away clothes because I want a new vibe similar to the link. Wanting to feel more feminine with more blacks and whites and colors. I love that. You should do it. Now, why did I think class wasn't till Wednesday and Thursday? So Tuesdays are collective readings, and then Thursdays are the lessons. So like tarot lessons. Yes, I want to be more earthy. That's a great way to put it, because I could not figure out how to describe the vibe, but that's a great way to put it. It's more earthy, it's more feminine, it's more connected to nature. You started playing Skyrim. I love Skyrim. Very much dragons and mythical vibes. I haven't played Skyrim in a really long time, but I went on a kick for like a year and a half with Elder Scrolls, which is like the online version. It's like Skyrim, but like it's different. It's phenomenal. It's like open world. It's online. I loved every second of it. I probably put like a disgusting amount of hours into that game. Would recommend it if you like Skyrim. And it's like I said, it's open world and online. So like you can actually play with other people. So like you could be doing a quest for yourself, and then all of a sudden somebody else is doing that same quest, and then you guys work together. It's cool. I never have my mic set up really often because there's a lot of children on there. So like I will warn you of that, especially if you are also a woman playing video games. You've been opening up to so many new things. I love that. Okay, yay. I didn't miss the class then. No, that's Thursday. I had to skip last week's, but all right. I also think it's so interesting that this was the tarot deck I was pulled to, and we've been talking about that like fairy, mythical, mystic creatures kind of aesthetic. This gives that very similar energy. Like I'm just saying. Sorry, this app does not like you today. Aw, babes, I'm sorry. I've been playing Forza. I don't think I know what that is. I've been playing Sims. I got tired of Zelda. I haven't even finished. I have a really bad habit. It's my ADHD. I have a really bad habit of like putting hours and hours and hours and hours into a game, getting to the final boss battle, and then being like, I'm done, and not actually beating the boss battle. So, all right. Let's see. What is this broken heart in the reverse? Interesting. The sun. Interesting. That is not what I expected. Some of you are seeing the contrast in connections. Take that how it resonates. We do have the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. How do I explain this? I don't know how to explain this. It's like you are recognizing that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. You are recognizing the difference in energy is what I just heard. Take that however it resonates. You're recognizing the difference in people within yourself even. So this might tie into that reading I posted. Was that yesterday on TikTok about lust versus love, about like recognizing the difference between people who are authentic and who aren't? Was that yesterday's TikTok? I don't remember. But there's something about this collective going through, I'm hearing the word a bit of an ascension, and I feel like this ascension is helping you to reflect upon your past with a different set of eyes, okay? So I'm going to show you the tarot that we have clarifying these oracles, and then we will talk about them. So starting off with this broken heart in the reverse position, we have the King of Wands, and then we have the Chariot. Okay. Then for the Sun, we have the Seven of Swords. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. For the action card, we have the Nine of Swords with the Queen of Pentacles. Immediately off the bat, I'm picking up some of you are stressed about money and your safety and your stability, and you need to get out of your head because it's an illusion. And then we have that second chakra, Archangel Uriel, and we have the King of Cups with the Four of Cups. Something about a gift, being gifted something. They're showing me like a box with like a ribbon and a bow on it. Yes, the 18 plus reading. Do you like Overwatch? I have been thinking about trying it. I don't know what that is either. I was just thinking that lately. I can see the duality of situations, people, energy in real time. Like you said, it's been confusing, but like the universe is showing me both paths I can take, if that makes sense. It does make sense. Oof, a call out, but I haven't worked since Thanksgiving, so I've been stressed. That's fair. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is the Sun. And then this Seven of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Because I can imagine a lot of you are like, Avery, that contradicts itself. Like, that's not the same energy. But it is, though. This is even more confirmation to me that a lot of you are starting to shed light onto the deception from your past, onto the things that are keeping you trapped in this kind of energy here. For some of you, the energy that you're feeling trapped in has to do with abandonment. It has to do with like feeling left out in the cold. It has to do with depression or anxiety. Others of you, this correlates to your finances. It correlates to a period of poverty or a period where you felt like you didn't have enough financially speaking. Whatever the case may be, this is coming to light for you. You're seeing truth in that because you're opening up to the truth of it. You're opening up to what's been blocking you from shifting forward, if that makes sense. Especially because this is such a positive energy, right? And we talked about, when we were just looking at the oracle cards, we talked about how this is really tied to shifting into a new vibration within yourself, like to the point where your physical aesthetic is changing. And that's because you're no longer allowing this energy here to kind of cloud over you. I just saw this visual of like a dark cloud over top of y'all. So it's almost like in the past, you had this vibrancy, you had this light, you had this aura about you, okay? This brightness about you. And I feel like even though you had this brightness, there was also this dark cloud that just kind of loomed over top of you. And it's because there was a part of you that couldn't let go of this energy from your past. You couldn't let go of the times that people betrayed you or stabbed you in the back or quote unquote pulled the wool over your eyes. And I feel like because you're shifting right now, you're starting to recognize that you don't need to live in this darkness. You don't need to live in this sadness anymore. You need to challenge it. And I feel like that's what this collective is doing. It's like there's something again about the contrast in energy. And I feel like this has to do with the people from your past versus the people in your life right now, or the people coming towards you, or even yourself. Take it how it resonates. But there's something about the contrast here that's helping you to be like, hey, a lot of this energy here is an illusion in my mind. it's the past trying to repeat itself, but more within my head than in my reality. And I feel like this is helping you shift. It's helping you expand your consciousness in a really beautiful way that's bringing you towards a more vibrant chapter of your life. But this is part of what you need to work on with this action, and then this Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Part of what Spirit's encouraging this collective to take action towards is your anxiety. It's your stress. It's your triggers, is what I'm hearing, especially tying into your finances and your sense of safety. Which is interesting because I have a video recorded that I haven't actually uploaded. I recorded it on Sunday night. I don't know. I recorded it on Sunday, I think. And it was about how sometimes when we are tested, we're pushed into something that's going to trigger us, that's going to repeat a pattern, but it's going to be in a way that we have a different set of eyes to see. I will try to remember to post that video later today. But I feel like this collective, that's exactly what this is about. It's almost like you're being triggered. You're being tested in your sense of self. For some of you, this is your stability financially. It's your sense of safety within your home environment. Others of you, like I said, it's your finances. Maybe your job shifted recently. Maybe you lost your job unexpectedly, or you had a big unexpected bill come out. I don't know. Whatever this is representative of, take it how it resonates, of course. And others of you, this could be about like the relationship you actually have with yourself could be triggering. Something could have triggered or poked at it recently. But I feel like Spirit's saying like the reason that this poke has happened, I'm just going to call it that, okay? Also, stick and poke tattoos just immediately came to my consciousness. So the reason that this poke has happened for you is because Spirit wants you to actually look at this from a different perspective. They want you to take action towards the things that you're fearful of and recognize the things that A, you cannot change and have zero control over, and B, the things that you do. I also feel like they want you to see how stable you truly are, because a lot of you are not recognizing the power that you hold within yourself right now. You're not seeing yourself for your true potential. You're not seeing your true power. And if I had to hazard a guess, it's because some of you are still holding on to some sort of heartbreak, some sort of trauma, some sort of period of turmoil is what they just said. And it could correlate back to this energy over here with that Seven of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Spirit also just said something about taking action towards your desires. What is it that you desire in your life? What is it that you want in a bigger picture? It was also just 11:11 a.m. when I said all that. The light is coming to give everything back the darkness stole. I love that. Yes, I'm working on it. You'll get there. I feel like I've been too busy focusing on what I lack instead of the advanced I have right now. That's valid, and that's a normal human thing, BTW. Like, a lot of us tend to do that. A lot of us tend to forget what we're currently holding on to and the blessings that we have versus what it is that we want and what it is that we're trying to achieve. It's normal. All right, like we all do it, myself included. So that could be part of the reason why these affirmations came through for today. Maybe some of y'all need to get better at practicing gratitude or starting to kind of do affirmations on a regular basis. Because as soon as I read the name Ariana Grande, I immediately started hearing Seven Rings. I'm going to put it in the chat again. I'm going to try to remember while we're doing these live streams like this, I'm going to try to remember to put the channeled songs in the chat for y'all so that if you're rewatching it, you can see that too. I'm hearing another one. Just a second. It's also Ariana Grande. This one's newer though. Seven Rings is a fire song. It could be a manifestation song if you are feeling tapped financially, BTW. So what's interesting to me is we have that like broken heart energy in the reversed. And then we have the King of Wands and the Chariot. So this correlates really well to what I was saying in the beginning of this reading. I feel like some of you, like I said, like you have this vibrancy, you have this light, you have this like oomph in your aura, you have this power, like you have the ability to be a leader if you would allow yourself to embrace that, to be quite honest. And I feel like with the Chariot going on top of this is Spirit's cheeky way of being like, hey man, go after this. Be yourself. Be this version of you. Don't be afraid of it. And I feel like the more you allow this Chariot's power to kind of push you towards that, the more you're going to start to see, like, I just saw, like, doors swinging open. Something about Leo energy. And I feel for those of you that aren't a Leo sign, so if your sun, your moon, or your rising is not in Leo, this is more about what the characteristics of that zodiac sign embody, okay? So Leo energy is very confident. They're very, like, you know, courageous. They're very, like, powerful when they're balanced. When they're balanced. So there's something about, like, embracing the qualities of a Leo energy. And I feel like the more this collective does that, the more you're going to recognize all of this shit over here that we've talked about has no space in your life anymore. There's no need for you to hold on to it, is what I just heard as well. I'm also being pulled to these grapes, which is making me think of, like, red wine. Specifically, it's making me think of, like, you know, when you go to, like, a wine place and you can, like, make your own and you have to, like, step in the grapes in that big tub and you're, like, stomping on the grapes. I don't know. They're showing me that for a reason, though. Maybe, like, a wine tour is important. Oh my god, another channeled song. As I said already, Spirit is very loud today. Happy early birthday. That song is now going to be stuck in my head all day. So that's annoying. Do you want the house tour? I also, again, I'm being brought back to, like, the contrast between people in your past and people in your present. Take that however it resonates. So we have the King of Cups. And then we have the Four of Cups. Immediately they're pulling me to, like, this cup in the air that's, like, coming towards this man here. He's in more of a meditative state than anything else. Some of you need to get more connected with your emotions. Especially because this is on top of that second chakra, which is your sacral. So your sacral chakra is not only connected to your creativity and your personal power, but it's also it's also tied to your intimacy and how you kind of connect in relationships. And I feel like this is what Spirit's actually guiding this collective to work on right now. Some of you are too focused on things that are out of your control, like we've already talked about, confirmation. And you're expecting something to kind of fall into your lap. You're expecting the universe to just hand you the things that you desire when you're not actually connected to the part of you that is required in order to have these come in. So, like, the example that they're giving me is, let's say you want a relationship. It could also be a job for some of you. You want a safe, stable, secure relationship, but you're not in a safe, stable, or regulated place emotionally. So Spirit's saying until you get a better hone on your own emotions and in a better energy with that, you're not actually going to be able to attract what it is that you desire because you're too focused on what it is that you don't have. It's like we were just talking about in the chat earlier. Some of you are too focused on the things that you're lacking and not what you're currently holding, okay? Literally, I have a divine match here. The Queen of Cups is making an appearance. Stinkin' Sabrina Carpenter, do you want the house tour? I've only heard that song twice. One when I did the listen through of the album, and then another time when it popped into my head. What else do we have? Let's clarify these cards. So we have the Six of Swords, which I love. This is going on top of the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. This is even more confirmation to me of what everything I said with that energy. You are letting go of a period of your life where you stayed stuck in a darker energy or a darker mindset, like that dark cloud, like Eeyore just came to my mind. It's like Eeyore energy. You're leaving that cycle behind where you're no longer waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're no longer afraid of what's to come. That was fast. We have the Eight of Wands and the Tree of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and the Ten of Wands reversed. I like that. At the bottom of the deck, y'all, we have the Emperor. This is what you want to see. This is what's coming towards you. This could be you as well. Please remember that, okay? So, like, sometimes this is actually a version of yourself that is coming out. Especially those of you that have been struggling with your finances, or you've been struggling with, like, the masculine aspects or elements, if you will. Something about a black tourmaline crystal. So, like, I'll show you. They're pulling me to mine. Never mind, I'm not allowed. But a black tourmaline crystal. That was crazy. The way that just, like, fell out of my hands in the craziest way and landed right on top of the Queen of Cups as well. So, anyway. Please hold. That was literally, like, flung out of my hands, man. Spirit was like, I think the fuck not. Floop. I don't know why I feel the need to say this. If other people think you're crazy because of your spiritual beliefs, that doesn't matter. Because as soon as I said something about spirit flinging it out of my hands, I started seeing, like, an energy of people judging my belief system, and, like, who fucking cares? If somebody is that insecure within themselves that they need to judge you or ridicule you or think negatively of you about your beliefs, that is not a good person. Point blank, period. Okay? You cannot agree. I feel I need to kind of go a little bit further with this. You cannot agree or not see or not resonate with a belief system and still be respectful about it. Because everybody is entitled to their own beliefs. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. So if you don't resonate with it, that's fine. But you don't need to project that onto other people. And part of this cycle that this collective could actually be coming to terms with could be that. You could be recognizing that the people in your life in the past never really resonated with what you believed in, and they made fun of you for it. Or they judged you for it, or they made you feel like this big because of it. They made you feel crazy, is literally what I'm hearing. So you've had people tell you that you're crazy because of your spiritual beliefs and because of the things that you believe in the divine way, or even conspiracy way for some of you. And part of what you could be recognizing as you attract more authentic energy is authentic people, even if they don't resonate with your belief system, are not going to judge you for it. Because at the end of the day, if something helps you, who am I to judge that about your life? Anyway, that could be significant for someone. Okay. Be so for real. It's a them problem. It really is. Like, it's no different than when someone's judging you for what you wear or what you drive or the kind of house you live in. That's a them issue. If you're happy and you're content in your own life, that's all that matters. Let people believe or think or be the way they want to be. Who gives a fucking shit? Mic drop. Yeah, I feel like this collective is becoming more in flow with their emotions. You're starting not to give a shit what other people think about you, and I feel like that's what's shifting you forward. That's what's putting you into this, like, beautiful... I am hearing divine feminine energy. Can we also talk about the aesthetic that we mentioned in the very beginning of this reading? It's kind of on this card. There's definitely something about getting more in tune with your feminine energy over the next couple of months. Remember that feminine energy is just an energy. It does not matter. It's not really about gender. It's about what you feel, okay? They're pulling me to the crown on her head. There could be something about like crown chakra energy. I am also hearing those of you that practice witchcraft, you need to veil your head when you're doing it. Even if it's just visually. Okay? I'm also seeing like this is even more, that Queen of Cups energy always gives me the vibe of like physical beauty. So like that's even more confirmation to me of a glow up. I feel like there's something about like a shift into a glow up energy. I've been wanting to look more ethereal, fairy-like cottagecore, you know? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm sensing in my divine femme era as a dude. Exactly. See, it's just gender is a construct that we created. I always forget my bandana. Valid. I do really feel like the Six of Swords, again, like the Six of Swords in a traditional sense is about transitioning from one period of your life to another. It's about a rite of passage and closing out a cycle. It's about leaving a chapter behind and making space for something new. And this is even more confirmation to me that like part of what this collective is walking away from or leaving behind is manipulation. It's darkness, it's depression, it's anxiety, it's abandonment. Like you're no longer feeling those darker energies that have likely followed you your entire life because you're recognizing that you don't need to. Excuse me. Confirmation. I cannot get that fucking Sabrina Carpenter song into my head now. So we have the Eight of Wands, and this is on top of that Nine of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Those of you that are still kind of in the throngs of anxiety or worry, especially financially, those of you that are still feeling a little bit triggered about your finances or your sense of safety or stability, whatever the case may be, everything that ties into the Queen of Pentacles. So the Pentacles is earth energy, which is going to correlate to your safety, your root chakra, your home, etc. Okay. Oh my God. Dying off of nothing. This is going to change really quickly. We are on Twitch, so I can say this openly. Something about someone slapping your genitalia in a very spicy way. Okay, some of you can expect to get freaky soon. I'm now hearing, I've been feeling freaky deaky. You're on your way to see me. Got the mirror on the ceiling. Pulling it up. So many channeled songs today, y'all. I like that I can like easily put them in the chat because when I do like a Patreon reading, for example, I don't have time to write them down. So like I never remember all the channeled song and I just kind of rely on my followers to like put them in the comments, but this is convenient. So I do feel like a lot of fast-paced change is coming forward. In a traditional sense, the Eight of Wands is about movement and it's about fast movement. I'm also seeing something about air travel could be important. So maybe you're going to be able to travel somewhere new. You're going to be able to travel to a new era, if you will. I also don't know why I'm seeing this, but I'm seeing something about like a tropical, like a tropical era, but also now they're showing me like mirror, like what is that fucking movie and book called? Narnia. Is that Narnia? Where they like open the closet with the mirror and then they're in another world? Something about that's important. I have no idea. It's almost like spirits reminding you that mirrors are a portal to another part of the world. I have no idea. If that's what you believe in, that's cool. I personally don't really give mirrors that much power because I find that it can fuck with your mind. Because I'm a lazy witch. So I'm not always going to ward my mirrors because I'm a lazy ass witch. So if I don't really believe that the mirrors have that much power, it kind of helps with that. But if you believe in that, there could be something tied to that. Mirror on the ceiling reminds me of the Bride of Chucky scene. Oh my God, I haven't seen those movies in so long. I am a horror movie fanatic. Fun fact about me, if you don't know this already, I love horror movies. Chucky is my least favorite. I never liked it. Never really got into it. It just wasn't for me. So I actually have no idea what scene you're talking about. I've only ever seen the first two of those. And again, like I just didn't love them. I thought that they were just kind of, I'm gonna be real, I thought they were kind of dumb. The Black Phone was so good. So good. I want to see the second one so fucking bad. So fucking bad. I like a psychological thriller. I think that's why I didn't love Chucky. Because he's more of a slasher. The only slasher films I like are Halloween, because obviously I was like a child when those came out. And Scream, as y'all can tell with the ghost face mask on my wall. That's my favorite franchise. Chucky was just never for me. I also don't really like dolls, so I feel like that might correlate into why I've never really liked Chucky. Something about Medusa energy. Dude, same. Dude, same. My boyfriend asked me to wait so that we could go together, and it's killing me. It's killing me because they have an early release on Thursday where I live, and there is a part of me, I already told him, I already warned him. I was like, yo, I adore you, but I might go see this on Thursday and then see it again with you when we go see it. Anyway. Medusa, as I said. Which just made me think of another fucking channeled song. Oh my god, y'all. I have been hearing this man on the radio lately, and I love that for him. I've been a fan of his for like a year and a half now. And this past, I've heard him on the radio 3 times now in the past like month and a half, which I love it. I love when like lower, I don't want to call them like non-mainstream artists, like underground artists start to get their clout. I love it. What movie is this? Scream 7 is what we were just talking about. I know, so many songs today, y'all. This is interesting, though, because this is going on top of that 4 of Cups and that King of Cups, right? So, first and foremost, again, we do have a divine match here because we have the King and Queen of Cups in the same spread. But secondly, it's bringing it back to what I said when I was channeling for these 2 cards in the first place. There is a part of this collective that needs to get more in tune with their emotions. You need to get more connected with your emotional space and your emotional world in order for whatever it is that you're calling in to come forward. And for a lot of you, I feel like you're trying to call in collaboration. You're trying to call in teamwork. You're trying to call in equality. For some of you, this is within your work. For others of you, it is in a romantic sense. Whatever the case may be, it's coming, is what I just heard. I also just heard it's time. I don't know. Oh my god. They just showed me that deck in my mind's eye, and then now I'm also channeling an additional song, but I don't remember this one. So we're gonna have to Google the lyrics. Which is gonna be hard, because all I'm hearing is, hello! It's Ash Nico. Is it this one? No. I think it might be this one. No, but I still love this song. So I'm sharing. I think it is this one, to be honest. I'm going to share it. Oh my god. Music can be so healing. I haven't listened to this song in so long. I think it is this one, though. I love Ashniko, too. I would die to go to one of her concerts. Oh my god. Is she on tour? Ugh, I already have 3 concerts this summer. Can I handle another one? Oh, she's coming here in May. It's too late. Is it? Yeah, it's way too late. Her tickets are insane right now. That's too bad. I would love to see her. Anyway, I definitely can, but also I kind of want to go to the emo concert in August, and I'm already going to 3 in the summer, so like I have to decide. You want to go to Cardi B and Suicide Boy concert? I'm not sure who the second person is there, but I feel like Cardi B would be fire in concert. I'm not a huge fan of her music, but I feel like she would be phenomenal live. All right, so to end off the tarot, we have the Two of Cups and the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is in the reverse position, which I'm loving to see, because that is a really big omen to me that like we are letting go. You are letting go of burdens, especially correlating to love. So it kind of ties into everything we've talked about today, doesn't it? It's like this collective is letting go of a lot of trauma. You're letting go of a lot of past relationship shit. You're just kind of releasing it all, is what I just heard. And as you're doing that, you're kind of reflecting and recognizing what you're still holding on to that needs to be kind of put down. So when the Ten of Wands shows up in the reverse position, even though it shows me that you are releasing a lot, it also indicates that you're still carrying a lot. So what this collective might need to do right now is kind of take a step back from the hustle and bustle of their everyday life and kind of sit with yourself and recognize, what am I holding on to? What am I doing? Like, I'm hearing doing it all on repeat. What am I doing that I don't need to be anymore? What is it that I can kind of put down and hand to somebody else? What is it that I can put down and not worry about? And I feel like the more you kind of delegate this, the easier it's going to be for you to open up to this energy here. So this is both internal and external is what I'm hearing. For a lot of you, you need to come to a point of oneness with yourself before you can attract a partnership. So you need to get into this energy of like utter and beautiful and undeniable self-love before you can bring in the kind of love that you want in a romantic sense. But you are so much closer than I think you realize. I would love to see Young Blood live too. Oh my God. Also, I don't think I could handle the way that man looks at his fans. Like the eye contact, it's too much. You feel like I would love Suicide Boy? I will look them up. The emo concert would be so lit. The emo concert looks really good, but it's really expensive. It's like 3 or 4 bands. Simple Plan, Marianas Trench, and 303. I couldn't be his girlfriend. I feel like it would be alright. He has a girlfriend. What is her name? Jessica Jones? Is that her name? That's not her name. It's Jessica something. Interesting. This even more, yeah, Jessie J. I knew it was Jessica or something like that. So this resonates even more with everything we've talked about, y'all. Like, I feel like your consciousness is shifting. I feel like you are shifting outward. I don't know. Take that how it resonates. But this is subconscious mind, okay? This is all about reconditioning your subconscious mind, your life, reconditioning your subconscious mind to change your life. Subliminals rewrite belief system. This is even more, I feel like that's probably another reason why we were guided to use the energy oracle today, because it ties into the affirmations, right? So a lot of you are currently in this era of practicing mindfulness and gratitude and recognizing what you have in your life to be grateful for and what you're holding on to that you just don't need to hold on to anymore. I feel like you're currently in this energy where you're letting go of a lot of negative mindsets, a lot of patterns, a lot of trauma, a lot of bullshit is quite literally what I just heard, which just made me think of that movie with Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson from like the 2000s. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And then we have the taking out the trash. This says, finally dumping that loser, cutting ties, emotional clearing, self-love, spring cleaning, and healing. On a side note, some of you need to do some spring cleaning. I think I read in the chat someone was doing some like clearing out of their closet. I feel like there's a reason for that. Others of you need to do the same thing, which just, oh my God. So many channeled songs today. I hate sharing this one because of how he feels about it, but came to me for a reason. Yeah, I feel like once you do this emotional clearing, once you do this emotional release, also, I feel really called to share this with the collective. I went through a period of like literally decluttering like fucking crazy. Like I cleared out my closet, I cleared out my shit, I dumped out a whole bunch of stuff. And then I also was able to kind of release some of my emotions that I didn't even know were pent up inside of me. And as soon as all of that happened, I met my partner. And that's what's going to happen for a lot of you. Haha, awesome. That's me right now. Cupboards and fridge. I get so much done when you're on Twitch. I love that. For a lot of you, I feel like you're going to meet someone new in a really serendipitous way. So a really unexpected way. Something that's like divine, if you will. For others of you, it might not be that deep. It might just be like you're at a coffee shop and like, or you're out to dinner. Like you're on a solo date is what I'm seeing. So either a coffee shop or you're taking yourself out to dinner. You're just going to meet someone and they're going to approach you. They're going to approach you. They might be shy, but they're going to approach you. Okay. And then over time, there's going to be something about like dating. Like you're going to meet in a serendipitous way. And then like you will be able to kind of build from there. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a slow burn. And they're showing me that King of Cups, Queen of Cups dynamic. Some of you, this already happened. Take it however it resonates. What else do we have for this collective? Why was I pulled to this deck? If I can find that Ash Nico song, I will share it on a social platform. Probably Instagram, because that's the one that came to my mind. Because I don't think it was that stupid song. I just keep hearing hello, and it's one of her songs, but I don't know which one. We have camera. Interesting. What did I say earlier about like buying new electronics right now? Something about reminiscing and having a keepsake. There's something about having some sort of item from your past that you could be holding on to for like sentimental reasons. They are showing me this involves an ex. This is something you might want to either burn, bury in the ground, or just throw out in general, whatever aligns with you, okay? But it's time to make new memories, and it's time to recognize that you need to learn from your past. Don't bring the past into your present. Something about reading more as well. I hate this. We have the twin flame energy coming through. Please remember this is just a title. This is just a title, okay? It doesn't need to be that deep. This is more about like balance. It's more about yin and yang energy. It's more about finding zenness and wholeness within yourself. This is about duality within, okay? I'm also seeing something about complementing each other. Like the new person that comes into your life is going to be much more aligned than the person you're leaving behind. I also think it's interesting that the taking out the trash is right above the twin flame energy, and I feel like that resonates on a substantial level for a lot of you. You are letting go of this idea of the twin flame journey. You could be putting that journey behind you. I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard me say this before, but the whole twin flame thing is pretty toxic. It's seen in like, I don't know how else to explain it, but if you follow what tarot TikTok says, if you follow what Witchy's TikTok says, it basically is telling you that you're not complete without your other half. And if you look at the definition of a twin flame and the definition of confirmation and the definition of a trauma bond, they're almost identical. Okay. Now that's not always the case. Okay. And I'm not here to dismiss anyone's belief system or say that it's not true. But some of you could be going through a process where you're recognizing that like believing in this kind of relationship is what's blocking you from attracting a partnership that you want, from attracting something real. In my opinion, if twin flames do exist, they're not an emotionally unavailable or avoidant partner. They're someone that is going to expose the parts of you that need healing in a gentle and kind way, and probably not in an intentional way. But oftentimes the internet gets it backwards and kind of misconstrues the energy and makes it seem like twin flames are this like big toxic cycle. That's just not true. Okay. Anywho, we have the Phoenix, which is all about rebirth, by the way. This is all about shifting into a new phase. It's about rekindling and shifting back into yourself. It's about renewal and growth and changing your mind about the past is what I just heard for a lot of you. Yeah, you're being guided to take a chance into where you're being pulled. So for some of you, this is career oriented. You're being guided to take a chance and roll the dice in your life when it comes to your career path. Others of you, this is your spirituality. Some of you, this is about the new romantic connections or connections in general that are entering into your life. Take that however it resonates. But if it feels right in your soul, if it feels right in your heart, in your physical body, then go for it. Don't be so afraid of taking a leap of faith. I also think it's interesting that we have taking out the trash, twin flames, and then the cassette literally clarifying each other. That's even more confirmation to me of what I just said. Twin flame connections are really not that deep, okay? This is about you letting go of outdated thinking. It's about you recognizing the conditioning that you had from a very young age that's put you into this unhealthy attachment, that's put you into a more imbalanced energy in connections. And I feel like it's shifting you forward because you're starting to shift out of that energy. There's something about how this collective, especially tying into the twin flame narrative, you used to ruminate. You would replay certain things over and over and over again. Immediately another channeled song. Hello, welcome. And I feel like this is what's coming to an end. You're no longer ruminating. You're no longer overanalyzing. If something doesn't work out, you're not holding on to it. You're not making it into some divine conspiracy thing. Like if a relationship closes, if rejection happens, you're not falling into a cycle thinking that this is your person and that it's just a twin flame cycle. You're realizing that sometimes things like that just happen. Sometimes rejection is a real thing. And I like to remind people of a couple different things. One, as cheesy as it is, rejection truly is for your protection. Two, rejection is a normal part of human life. It just hurts our ego, so therefore we don't like it. But rejection is natural. You reject people, just like other people reject you. And rejection is never about your looks, okay? If somebody was rejecting you in a romantic sense, they're rejecting you for whatever reason that is underneath the surface. It's not what you look like because they were interested in you in the first place. But your ego is going to convince you that it's because of your physical looks versus maybe incompatibility or a difference in opinion or a difference in political views. You know what I mean? Like rejection is usually a little bit deeper than superficial and vanity. Now, sometimes it could be vanity, but 9 times out of 10, it's not. Okay? Because somebody wouldn't try to date you if they didn't think you were hot. We also have the sweetheart, which is clarifying the date and the phoenix energy. So this is even more confirmation to me. I feel like y'all are going to meet someone new. Someone on your fucking level. Someone who is romantic, who's infatuated with you, who wants something real, who wants to sweep you off your feet, who wants to open you up to yourself, is what I just heard, which you should do on your own, but you know what I'm saying. Interesting. So I am hearing another fucking channel song. Oh my God. I haven't heard this one in forever. Holy shit. Okay, so somebody wants you back. We have this in the reverse position, but because it's showing up reverse, there's a reason. We also have this. So I feel like this individual, first of all, they ain't shit, which, oh my God. Both love this and hate this because it keeps distracting me. So this person just ain't shit, okay? I feel like this individual could even have a third party. Like, there could be somebody else involved in this situation. And like I said on yesterday's TikTok, if someone puts you in a third party position, they're not fucking worth it. Okay? They're not worth it, ever. I do feel like this person has some shadiness to them as well, because we do have the snake energy. But because this is again, because this back together is in the reverse, I feel like this collective is going to see right through this person's bullshit. Because you have something real, something authentic that wants to come forward. Something that's much more aligned with you. Yeah, I told you, this person is hiding something. We have the Wicked, which just made me think of the Wicked movies. This person's mischievous. They're harmful. They're pretending to be something that they aren't. This also says cheat, so double confirmation there could be another person involved in this. You, however, are very much in this, fuck around and find out. You're like, okay, but try me. You're not going to get past my boundaries. You're not going to get past me. Like, you're not in the mood for this person's bullshit. And I feel like it's because there's a cycle here that you have outgrown. You and this person have fallen into a bit of a cycle in the past where there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of wishy-washy, a lot of inconsistency. And you were just like, no, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go down that path. I've already learned what I need to learn. I already saw what I need to see. It's like that trending audio with Justin Bieber where he's like, immediately no. I have seen everything I need to see here. Like, that one is, for some reason, is coming through. And I feel like this collective, it's because you're fed up with this person. The answer is no. Like, you are pissed off. This person's a bit, like, on the chopping block, if you will. They're either going to physically pop up or it's going to be more energetically. We do also have the relational abuse. I don't like that. This person has a lot of red flags. They could be emotional. They could be physical. They could be sexual. They could be financial. Take it however it resonates. And I feel like you were pulled to this person in the past for similar reasons. You might have had similar energy within that. And I do really feel, especially with this made with love, this person's going to pull out all the stops to try to pull you back in. It's the cycle would just repeat is what they're saying. Okay. Yeah. And it's because you are going into an era of abundance. You are going into an era of positivity. Your life is shifting in a really positive direction. You're moving forward in the way that you want to. You're allowing space for change in your life. And this person's staying stuck. Okay. I do feel like there's been a lot of coldness in this energy, both you towards them and them towards you. There's still anger here as well. Some of you still need to process something that you're upset about. But I do feel like whatever this is about, whatever comes forward here, whether this is energetically or physically over retrograde, you are going to get closure. Okay? You are going to get exactly what you need to close out this cycle. You're going to receive what you need to move on and let go and find closure within yourself. We also have the screw coming out, which is even more confirmation that this person is hiding some shit. This person could have ghosted you. I feel like if you do choose to engage with this individual, you're going to tell them off. I'm not smiling, you are. All right, y'all. I'm not seeing anything else being important, so I'm going to leave the thingy open for the last 10 minutes to questions or anything. Not related to the reading we just did. That would be something you would have to book a reading for. But I will leave it open to like spiritual questions or things like that. You can ask me questions about my life too, but like depending on where they're at and how personal they are, I may or may not answer. Yes, that is 100% a sign. You should not vape. Vaping is terrible for you. Speaking as like someone who used to vape, you should quit. I wanted to ask you, are a lot of reversals in a reading bad? It depends on the context of the tarot. Like it depends on the spread. So like, it also depends on the card. So like if you have a lot of reversals that are, I don't know, more positive in nature, then not necessarily. Some of the reversals in the reverse sense are more, like example, the 10 of Swords is going to be a good omen if it's in the reverse, whereas like, I don't know, the 2 of Pentacles can be like a bit of a bad omen. It just means you're out of balance, but I wouldn't say it's quote unquote bad. But I don't really believe in like the concept that good and bad are a thing. I feel like that comes from Christianity, which is a topic for another time. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. What card are we on to for class? I think we're on Hierophant? Question mark? I'm going to look. Just a second. We are on Emperor, Hierophant, and Lovers. I was close. What is my recommendation for when you feel someone pulling on your energy, and how do I handle that? I just send it back. I usually just go, okay, bye. Sometimes if it's really, really like this, I'll just say their name and be like, I rebuke you. Or just simply say, go away. What's the energy for today? What should us collective do? I would recommend watching the reading from today because I think we got a lot of context in that. But like ultimately, baby, you should do whatever you want to do. I feel called to remind y'all not to rely on tarot and spirituality to figure out your day-to-day life. You should just do whatever you feel pulled to do without questioning it. Ugh, I forgot that was happening today. That's confirmation though. They're gonna test my fire alarms. Can be a repetitive topic, but since it was brought up, do you have any advice on quitting the... I don't, man. I wish I did. I'm going to end the stream right now, though, because that's going to be very obnoxious and very annoying, and I don't want to make y'all go through it, and people are already hopping out of it anyway. So I love y'all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on Thursday morning.